What's that, guys? What the fuck? Alright. Hopefully it goes better. I've literally what I did. I have now reconnected to my internet. And it's like, I don't know why it's having issues. I really don't. It's frustrating because I know it's fine and it works. Like, I cannot tell you like what happened and what's going on. Because literally I'm hoping that solved it. I'm hoping it was a thing of like, yeah, the connection was a little loose and you just had to like redo it. And I just did. I just disconnected and reconnected. But the second we make it past the 10-minute mark, I will actually trust this again because it's like my internet is fine now. I just haven't had time to stream. That's been the issue. Like that's been the issue. I don't have time to stream. I haven't had time to stream lately due to working on stuff. But like I'm not having issues with anything. Again, I haven't tried streaming lately. And in case shit goes wrong, I just want to show you guys what I built. So I know someone's going to say it because the reason in my Minecraft FNAF 1 roleplay I used like the what are they called? Like the armor stands. I used one of those. So why are you not doing that with this? Because this is how I initially had things set up for the FNAF 1 Minecraft roleplay. But someone left a comment saying that armor stands would look better, and they were right, so I changed it. And it's one of those things where it's like, man, wish I saw that before. And there just are no armor stands. Okay, that was on me. That was me. So, if you noticed a skip there, that wasn't you. That was me. My game lagged for a second. That was weird. So, I can show that. Yeah, my game's lagging. Oh, wait, no. There are armor stands. Okay, so you can't dye things, if I recall, because there are armor stands. Like, for some reason, basically, to explain, I'm using an add-on. Minecraft console versions of Minecraft now have this thing called add-ons, where you can basically buy and download, like, different, like, maps and other such things. Maps, skin packs, stuff like that. And they can, like, completely change the game. Like, I actually do have a thing for a specific thing, which I'm not sure I'll use it, but it was meant to serve a specific purpose, and I won't say what it is because it actually involves this roleplay, and I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah, so I actually built this. Fun fact, I actually was building this the day they announced Spider-Man 2. This has been done for a while, and I just haven't had the time, and I'm gonna have time soon. Real soon. Stream's going a lot better now, and I probably shouldn't have said anything. God, I shouldn't have said anything. It seems to be doing better. God, why did I say that again? Now my house is gonna blow up or something. But yeah, so these are the animatronics. I may not have everything in place for reasons that I won't talk about. Okay, well, those are the reasons. I forgot I put that there. And I have, like, a thing in here, right? Yeah. I'm not going to read it because I'm saving it for the roleplay. They are surprisingly actually in here. That's neat. What the... What? I can't tell you what this is. If you're looking to me for answers, you're looking to the wrong person because I don't know. Okay. That wasn't there. Okay, I haven't played on this map in a while. I can guarantee you that shit was not there. If you can hear my dog barking, ignore it. And you know, say, ooh, lights, ooh. It's not great. I'm not really good at redstone. So, you know. Or consistency, because you can tell these are wildly different. And I'm just like, whatever. Whatever. Yeah. So you're getting hints at the story, and I think I owe you that. So I'm not gonna like scramble to try to like cover things. I'll be like, oh, this was like these are notes from me. No, I'm not even gonna try. There's no point. I'm not gonna say what the story is. I can clarify a few things because I think that's fair to do. Like, what can I clarify? Good. Okay, it's not a prequel. That's what I can say. I keep looking down expecting the worst. But it's not a sequel. A prequel. Why did I say that? Did I say it wasn't a sequel? I meant it wasn't a prequel. It's common knowledge at this point that FNAF 2 is a prequel to the first game. That is not what you're getting with this roleplay. It is actually a direct sequel. Like, quote-unquote direct. Like, it's not very direct, but it is a sequel to the first one. Which is unfortunate because there are things about the first one I don't like, and I wish I could go back and change. Like, honestly, I may have to rewatch my initial Minecraft roleplay, like my first FNAF Minecraft roleplay on this channel. Like, I've gotten a decent amount of the story written, and most of it doesn't matter, but you know, like most stuff from the first one doesn't matter, right? I think aside from like a few things, you can enjoy this without having watched the first one. But now that the Mimic, Joyce, don't spoil it. How did you know that the Mimic was going to be in the post-credits scene of Minecraft FNAF 2? How did you know that, Joyce? How could you spoil that for everyone? Seems to be doing better now. Yeah, I'm just going to say, Joyce, by the way, so far the stream's been a disaster. This is like attempt 5. It's crashed like twice. The first time it wasn't showing that I was live, and you know me, I like to see the chat, because I did suffer. Like, first time I couldn't find chat, so I was like, okay, I'll close it and redo it. Try again, crashes, change some settings, crashes again. I get so frustrated that I literally mess with stuff on my, like with an app, and I reconnect my internet on my PlayStation, and that's what this one is. And I also changed more settings. And there's no issues I can see. Like, as frustrating as that is, I do think that was like just a few like hiccups. I don't think that's a consistent thing. I say as I keep glancing down out of fear, Jesus. Because like when I was trying to do Alien Isolation, which we'll talk about that in a second, okay? This is also an update stream. Like just recapping some stuff that I talked about, but I can go into a bit more depth. I lost my train of thought before Alien Isolation. If there was, darn it, that would have been nasty. Okay, that actually reminded me. That's what I was talking about. I do think that's what it was. Is because sometimes, like, I think it's just a thing with PlayStation where it'll drop the connection sometimes, and then like restabilize it. And I was playing Helldivers 2 earlier. I said this during one of the early attempts with my sister, and I did notice at points load times were really long. I was waiting like 1 minute to 1 minute and 30 to get into to actually drop into the match itself. Like after like confirming and like trying to load in. So I think that did. I think it was just like having trouble keeping up, and that those problems carried over because, like, I didn't even give it a 5 minute break. I was going to take 30 minutes off, but I was like, it's kind of late. I want to just do the test stream, make sure everything works for tomorrow, and then like just get everything, like, and then like get some food in me. Yeah, well, we've made it to, all right, now I feel like I can trust it now. Jesus Christ. Because the only way I can tell if things are still going, that's why I walk around, by the way. In case no one knew that, in case no one knew, I walk around in Minecraft when I do these test streams, so I have something to look at as reference. So I know if I come to a stop and everything just doesn't move, that means something's going wrong. Right, if I'm gonna fight. No. Yeah, it's probably the worst kept secret by now that I have played the new Monster Hunter game. I like it, and I, as I said in that video, I saw the final boss with that bow gun, which I feel like everyone who's gonna watch that has seen it. Didn't get the outreach that that it could have probably, but I'm also glad it didn't because I don't want to be known as a Monster Hunter streamer because I'm not a Monster Hunter streamer or a Monster Hunter YouTuber. Even though I do have, actually never mind, I was going to say, I do have one more Monster Hunter video I could upload. It's like, actually, I'm pretty sure I deleted that. And that one was an accident. Like, I was trying to delete other videos, but I accidentally deleted that one when I wasn't paying attention. So that's gone now. If anyone takes that seriously, that would be funny. I mean, true. It's turned into a joke. Like, just to explain, like, it is the fact that I did solo the final boss with a light bowgun, and I don't think it wasn't even that bad. The pressing time was more of an issue than anything. And since then, I've just turned it into a joke where any circumstance, I bring it up and go, like, anytime it's like, Joyce will be like, oh, well, this is actually going to be a little hard. And then as a joke, I'll go like, oh, well, I don't know if you heard, but I soloed the final boss with a light bowgun, so, like... And, like, this is something I'm going to apologize for. Like, a genuine apology. One of the things I said in that video, and I know someone's going to say I'm too nice for doing this, or I worry too much or something, but whatever. I basically said that I hold power over others with being able to gloat. That I just have, bragging rights. That's what I think it says. I can brag about it. I have bragging rights that no one else has. That was not meant as an insult. If it was taken as an insult, I'm sorry. It was the heat of the moment. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do it. And B, I meant that as like, oh, I get to brag that I've managed to do this. Which, by the way, like, me soloing the final boss, like, it wasn't that. I don't think it's that impressive. I mostly wanted to do it to see if it was possible, which it is. But yeah, to recount to Joyce, just so he knows what's going on with Minecraft for FNAF 2, on what I said was that it's not a prequel, it's a sequel, which common knowledge, I think, because the last one ended with sequel setup, so. In fact, I'm pretty sure it ended with Mike arriving at the city. It's all fun, guys. Still doing fun, 5 hours. So see if we're going speedrun. I mean, hey, it's probably possible. Like, that's the thing with that. It's like, man, like, me managing to do that impressed me, but like what happens when people who are really good at the game and pour time and effort into it? Like, what happens when they get a hold of scenarios like that? Like, I'm not a speedrunner. I've never wanted to speedrun a game, and I never will. The only game I feel like I could speedrun, people are killed in 30 seconds. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like, the only game I could speedrun is probably Kingdom Hearts, and that's only because I get my consistent time with beating that game is about 28 to 30 hours. And that's just because I grew up in the game and pretty much know what to do every single time. Like, I used to stream that game every year. This prize box looks a little weird. Might change that before final release. but, but yeah, like one of my big explanations that I need to give. Like, I want to go into a bit more. I don't know if I can. Like, I'll try. Also, Rage at Donald. I'm not going to explain that. Oh, never mind. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, that's true. I do Rage at Donald a lot. Which I want to say that's also partially a joke. Because first off, there's only so mad you can get out of video game companions AI when they are decently helpful. Like when you play as much Kingdom Hearts as I have, you don't really get mad at Donald, like other than like getting annoyed sometimes, unless you're playing Chain of Memories. Then your anger is warranted. Because good God. Which for those who haven't played it, like. Here's the circumstances you'll have if you play it. Let me stack 3 Donald cards against this boss fight that has the fire element, and then watch as Donald appears, uses like a heal spell to heal me to full health, fires 2 fireballs at the boss, healing it and doing the damage I've done, and then like nod at me like he's done a good job and leave. like against any elemental boss in that game, which maybe I'll stream it at some point, I just don't summon Donald. He's a liability. Like, I've summoned Donald and have him just heal me when I'm at full health and then leave. Like, alright, thanks, Donald. You were definitely helpful. Thanks. Goofy those to Chad, like usual. Give me a Kingdom Hearts game where I play as Goofy. I'll buy that. We're like, no. It really gives off those vibes. Where it's like, oh man, Donald, you want to help me finish off this enemy? And then he shows up, he's like, nah, I'm gonna just kill the boss. And I'm like, hey, how about you don't? He's like, no. I insist. I'm gonna heal the boss. Like, oh, thanks, Donald. So helpful. But yeah, so to explain where I've been. Jesus Christ, scared me. Sorry. I got terrified when I looked down at my phone for a second. But I've been busy. Like, too busy for other things. Like, I have, like, 2 videos I'm working on, which I haven't worked on in a bit. Like, I'm going to be doing recordings for the Eggman video that I mentioned in the last one, soon. I got through some of the lines, but I have many, many more to get through, because your boy lost some bets. So, now I have to do a video voicing Eggman. Among 2 other characters, which I won't say here. You'll get those videos some point in the year. Don't know when. And then after that, I have a review thing coming up, and it's not of a movie or game. That's all I will say about it for right now, because I'm just now getting to the script. And I only have like the beginning paragraphs, and that's it. But the big thing that's been keeping me busy is I've been working on a model for Rose's game. And I've been getting lazy about not working on it, and I'm getting back to it on Tuesday. But I am making a decent chunk of progress with that model. Like, modeling-wise, I'm wrapping up with the hands. And that's what I can say. I'm like, I was like, oh, what can I say about it without saying what the model is? Because I want to possibly turn that into a video where I showcase the model. But it's like, I can't really say anything. Well, this is the awkward thing. I thought I'd have a lot more to talk about, but I don't, and I want to keep going for another 30 or so minutes. Just to... Okay, Jesus Christ. Sorry. Just to, like, really test out the stream. To make sure that I can go for a little bit. Because, unironically, it looks like it was that issue. So, yeah, before I do tomorrow's birthday stream, I will be sure to, reconnect to my internet. Like, hell, I'll do that before launching the game if I need to. Which, I don't know. We'll take it one thing at a time. But it's like, oh, what else have I done recently? I actually bought Marble Hornets season 1 through 3 on DVD, and that's going to be arriving soon-ish. Which, for context, I've actually never seen Marble Hornets, as it kind of ended whenever I got on the internet, which would be back in 2014, which is when it ended. So, I kind of missed the boat on that. I wasn't around. I kind of just got here for it. He has to go through. Oh God. I mean, I've heard the grind is better in the new one compared to the old one, which I am considering playing the older ones. But every time I read something about the older games, I'm like, damn, I kind of don't wanna. Like, I literally saw an article today where it's like, oh, we don't have to worry about gimmick bosses anymore. It's like, oh God. Like, I didn't know. Like, why are they doing gimmick bosses? Don't they know that gimmick bosses are rarely fun outside of like platformers? Like, God. Just God. That's all I have to say about that. But anyway, yeah, Marble Hornets. And I know someone's gonna say, why don't you just watch it on YouTube? Like, because it's a YouTube series first and foremost. Supporting the creators. They're a smaller company, from my knowledge, and I'm always up for supporting the little guy. Like, above all else, I'm up for supporting the little guy. Sorry. I'm up for supporting the little guy. And apparently, back in the day, they actually had a Twitter going on, and they tweeted out things, and that's like lore stuff that's on the DVD. So, like, on the DVD, you can get that, apparently, and also, obviously, bloopers and behind the scenes, which I always like to see. Like, and I'll just say, it only, like, okay, they didn't, I can say now, they didn't sponsor me, okay? Like, they're not paying me to talk about this, obviously, they don't know who I am. But, like, it was not a bad price. Like, for all 3 seasons, Slenderman Gober, that's the operator, #copyright. But, like, I can say that, like, for the price, it only being $56 total. And that's, let me specify, that's without having them sign the copies, which I could have done, but shut up. Which I could have done, but I was like, I didn't really grow up in the series, so it wouldn't really mean anything to me. So I was like, I'll just take the normal DVDs, please. And it only cost $56, and I was like, damn it. And that was with shipping too. Like, it was like $50 in total, and just $6 for shipping. And I was like, damn, this is like a really good price. Like I will genuinely say that if you have considered buying it, like buying all 3 seasons or even just one, I'd say go for it. Like, I don't have the product yet, but like, seems to be worth it. And also, I'm not going to talk about it too much here, but I'll acknowledge it. Yes, I'm aware that May 8th or 9th, I think it's May 9th, their behavior is going to be at PAX East. I think it's PAX East. If I'm wrong, someone's going to call me stupid. I'm going to go with yes. But they're going to be showing, they're doing their anniversary stream there, and they're going to be showing Five Nights at Freddy's, since we all knew FNAF was going to be the anniversary chapter. And I'll talk about it more in the birthday stream, because I think that's a way better spot where I can just talk about the stuff there. But I never did end up uploading a video about it for not even personal reasons, just for reasons. I never got around to it. Yes, I'm obviously excited. I'm very excited. I haven't felt this much excitement, like, for a Dead by Daylight chapter in general, probably since The Unknown. And I know someone's going to be like, but the Tokyo Ghoul chapter, and yeah, it looks really good. I love his gameplay. Like, that's a character where it's like, I may just buy the Tokyo Ghoul character. What is his name? Kankaneki, is I think is how you say it. Like, it's something like that. Like, Like that's the thing with like Ken Kaneki, like where it's like, yeah, I may buy the character just because of how fun he looks to play. I don't know if I'd ever use him, but he looks really fun. And again, I want to save most of my talk about the FNAF chapter for the birthday stream tomorrow, but I think it's worth doing this, and I was tempted not to even say this because when you tell someone not to do something, they are far more inclined to do it. But I'm going to trust my audience, as minimal as may be, I'm going to trust my audience to do me this favor. Okay, this is bothering me. I'm going to have to fix this in post. I'm going to have to fix that later. I'm aware, like, from my knowledge, nothing has been leaked about the FNAF chapter. As in, we don't know anything. Like, there are... And when I say leaks, I mean stuff that is right. As in, we know this is true. Like the Tokyo Ghoul chapter being leaked. We pretty much knew it was true. Like, there was only a set amount of people that were like, yeah, no, it's unlikely to be real. Pretty much everyone knew that leak was true. Surprisingly, there is nothing concrete about the Five Nights at Freddy's chapter. There's anything that's been said that's a leak is just a rumor at the end of the day. They've shown no evidence. There's not enough people backing it to verify that, yeah. Like, I've literally seen so many rumors of Afton having an axe or having no axe. And I don't consider me just saying that Afton's going to be the killer a spoiler because, yeah. So when I say, saying all that, damn, I guess I gotta send the power. So saying all that, I have actually already asked Joyce. I've already told Joyce the same thing, like 2 or 3 days ago. I'm begging y'all, please don't spoil me about the FNAF chapter. They are likely going to release a trailer at PAX East. Whatever's in that trailer, I will watch. But if they don't show things like the power or perks, don't tell me. Like, my plan is to try to get some friends together the day that they release the FNAF chapter and stream for a few hours. And like enough friends to do a custom game and do a stream for a few hours. Even though I will probably be like the only person that actively has the new characters. Because none of my friends are as big of a FNAF fan than me, except like one person that I can think of off the top of my head. Everyone else either doesn't care about it, doesn't like it, or their interest in it is just passing. Of like, yeah, it's a neat series and I like the things in it, but I don't keep up with it. Like no one except one of my friends reaches that level that I do, where I'm like, oh, new FNAF content, give. So yeah, so that's all I want to say, guys. Is just please don't spoil it for me. And again, I know by asking someone not to not do something, like they're more inclined to do it. But let me stress this to you guys: I really want to go in and be surprised. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, even though I'm not like that, it's just funny to me. I mean, it is. And like I figured. Like, that's things wrong. I figured you wouldn't. Like, I considered not even sending that. I was like, he knows I'm excited. He knows, like he would at least ask beforehand if I care about being spoiled. But I was like, but, you know, like, just in case. Like, I want to just be extra sure that I don't get spoiled. Like, I didn't make that clear to anyone that was my plan and what I wanted. Like, I'm not even going to say, like, what I think will be in the chapter. Other than Afton being the killer. Because, again, I think that's obvious. Like, I've talked to Joyce, and I actually recorded a video that never got uploaded, where I talked about what I wanted and what I thought would happen. And again, I'm not going to say it because I don't want people to be like, well, this leak says this. And it's like, don't. I saw the latest leak that may or may not be true, which I don't really think it is, because it's someone claiming their cousin works for behavior. And yeah, that could be true, but it's like, you never know. So, So I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I'm choosing to not really believe it. Even if things that they said feel believable to me, makes me feel great again. Yeah, honestly. Like I know they've acknowledged the changes. Yeah, I got text. Apologies, that's my sister texting me. But yeah, anyway, they acknowledged the changes that they made to Xenomorph. They're like, yeah, we've seen people aren't happy with it, and that's basically all they did. They just acknowledged it, and I'm like, so you're gonna revert the changes? Like, what's the plan, guys? Like, first off, I don't keep up with Dead by Daylight to the point where I can tell you if Xenomorph needed a nerf or not. I've seen both ends say that Xenomorph needed a nerf this big, which I don't agree with. And I've seen others say that Xenomorph was fine where they were at. And like, all I can say is like, look. Okay, I was worried when I get sucked into the black hole there. But what I can say is like, look, if a nerf was needed, the biggest thing you could have done is nerf the wind up time like you did, and that's it. I know some people will argue that that's already too much because it's changing muscle memory. But like, if the issue is that players are having trouble react to the tail attack, make it a bit slower. Like, I think what they changed it to is fine. Like, people are missing more, but that's again because they just haven't readjusted to the new time, and they're still hitting their shots. But what they did with the turrets, good fucking god! If you thought that I didn't like the turrets before, like, I can just say that the only thing I ever liked about the Xenomorph's power was the tunnels. I disliked everything else. Didn't like the tail attack, didn't like the turrets. I thought that it was an extremely underwhelming and lame power for what is meant to be the ultimate organism. But like, good fucking god, behavior, what the fuck? Like, I've seen plenty of gameplay and seen plenty of people talk about the changes, and I'm just like, how do you test this and say fuck it, let's let public test it? Like, how do you make these changes and go, yep, let's see if this is good for the Xenomorph? Because no one and their mother is going to go, yeah, we like this. Like, I've seen one person say, like, positive things. Like, not even one. Honestly, like 2 or 3 people. Literally, like 3 people total say positive things about the changes. And at least one of them said that these are changes that Xenomorph needed, which, again, I don't agree with, because that is not kneecapping the killer. That is blasting their legs off with a fucking shotgun. And, you know, you can say what you want. Oh, I don't like going against Xenomorph. I find it very annoying. Fair enough. But do you think it's fair that someone else's favorite killer gets completely nerfed into the ground? Like, this is something that was brought up a few months back by someone on YouTube. I don't remember what their name was, just saw it on a video, where they basically said that the problem with letting behavior get away with nerfing killers into the ground is that they can just keep doing it, which means your favorite killer could be next. Also, Rip Chucky, I guess. I've heard Chucky's, like, Rip Chucky a few months ago, but I've heard he's better now, because they sped up his scamper, from what I know of, which it didn't look any different to me. It looked exactly the same, so I don't know if that's bugged or what. But I do believe, well, not scamper, by the way, I meant slice and dice. And his cooldown on his ability was reduced to 12 seconds, I believe, which was 14. So he got some buffs where it's like, okay, he's in a bit of a better position. Like, I do, okay, this is probably mean, but I think it's really funny that most of the people who hate Chucky hate his size. And I'm like, y'all wanted this. What do you mean? Like, I was someone who didn't think they would add him in because of his size, and was like, where I was like, oh, if they add him in, they're probably gonna have him be like in his human body and he can control the dolls or something. Like, I thought that's what they would do. But y'all don't get to bitch about his size. That's what you wanted, that's what you got. And if at all possible, I always prefer it when when it feels like I'm playing as the killer from this franchise. And that's my problems with characters like the Xenomorph. It doesn't feel like I'm playing as a Xenomorph. And yeah, I know that they were testing ideas early on to make it be able to crawl on walls and stuff, but that's not what we got. And I have to judge it on that foundation. Joyce can attest, when I found out, I was very frustrated because I would have loved that. Like, would it have been unfair? Maybe, but you can make it work. And also, we're at a point with Dead by Daylight where even if the killer has an extremely unfair power, good survivors will be fine. Like, there is a reason why I don't play that game that much. Like, there's a reason for that. Like, yeah. Like, I don't know. I do think that they've done so much. This is something that I've been meaning to talk to you, Joyce, about, is that they're starting to do what they are calling like the health updates or something like that, where basically they are going out of their way to fix problems that have been plaguing Dead by Daylight for years. Which I would clap for them, but there's a reason why they're doing that. Like, an example is in the latest PTV, they changed something with Survivor. What'd they change? Good fucking God, what was it? It was like something to help prevent slugging? Is that what it was? No, it was the surrender option. They're making it where, like, under specific circumstances, you can leave the game without getting a timeout penalty. Like for killer, it's like if every survivor's a bot, you could surrender and just take your blood points and whatever else you've gained and leave. Survivors will lose items, but they keep blood points. It's fine with friends now. Also, moving that being real private custom thing will be real. I can't see that. Will be real. I'll just do it. Will be real. I'll have to read that. I hope so too. I think that would help with the grind with the game. Like, because I do enjoy playing the game with friends, and it's just like if I'm going to play the game, I'm gonna probably just either play it with some survivors, like with some friends playing a survivor, or private matches in a full lobby as in a private match. Which again, gonna try to do that for the FNAF chapter. We'll see how things go. If not, we'll get as many people as we can and just have everyone have any empty spots be bots, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. But what was I saying? Right, the give up option. Like, if all 4 survivors are slugged, then they can just surrender and leave the game and collect their blood points and leave items at the door. And again, good change. Really like it. Would clap for you, but a video came to my attention, as in I stumbled upon it randomly, but that still counts as coming to my attention, all right? Don't you dare think that doesn't count. And that video, someone pointed out, like, a fair point, which is that they were only doing the health update because of the upcoming FNAF chapter. Because they know how big that shit's going to be. Aggression. I got to read that in a sec. Every 10 seconds, I'll feel this. God. Well, I'm going to come back around to that in a sec, but I just want to point out that the only reason that they're doing this health update is because they know how many FNAF fans they're going to get to play Dead by Daylight, and they're like trying to make sure it's in the best best state possible, because they're fixing shit that has been issues for years. And it's like, oh, why are you suddenly getting to this now? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, become real. So, Which back to that thing. Like, this is like one of the biggest issues with the Xenomorph in the P2B, besides all the nerfs, is they made it where when you get burned, like if you're in crawler mode and you get burned, it fills up that red meter. Yeah, you know that? It now, currently, in P2B, takes 15 goddamn seconds for that shit to start ticking down. 15 seconds. And I'm just thinking, okay, if they're going to make you wait 15 seconds for it to start ticking down, surely, as fair compensation, they would buff the time it takes for it to, like, actually run out completely. Nope. It takes longer. And I can't remember how long it takes, but it currently takes, if that meter gets nearly full, it takes a little over, I think it's like a minute and 21 seconds before that shit runs out and you're fine again. Where you are honestly safer forcing yourself out of your power and crawling into a tunnel, to, like, refill your power. How anyone thought that was okay is beyond me. Like, I'm not going to pretend I'm a developer for Dead by Daylight. Like, I'm not. I'm hardly a developer, but it's just like, you have to be testing these changes, right? And I'm ready for it just by saying that, well, the PTB is the test. But why? The player base shouldn't be your beta testers' behavior. Let them test specific things? Sure. Letting them, like, specific features you want to add, like closing the hatch, like they did that a lot back then, before they implemented the endgame stuff. Like, sure, that makes sense. That's a pretty big feature, pretty big change. Nerfing a character into the ground and just expecting people to be okay with it on the PTB? What? Like, why would you do that? Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous if you ask me. Which, now, I just finally remembered. I never did get to Alien Isolation, talking about that like I wanted to. But luckily, we still got a good chunk of time, I think, so I can cover that real quick. Which is to say, it's coming back this coming weekend. Because, fooled you. This wasn't just a test stream for tomorrow's birthday stream. It was a test stream for the Alien Isolation Chapter 2. Alien Isolation DLC. As there are 2. I have them in my cart. I'm going to be buying them probably tomorrow. Sorry. Lips are dry, jeez. There we go. But anyway, I'm gotta complete it before Alien Isolation gets teased officially. Actually, Joyce, I gotta complete it before the release of Secret of the Mimic, so I can play something I'm actually excited for. No, I'm kidding. No, I've been meaning to get back to it for a while, and I just reinstalled the game today, and I've added what I believe are the 2-level DLC, which is The Last Survivor, and the, what is it called, like the crew expansion, the expandable crew. It's something like that. But when I realized that Secret of the Mimic is coming in June, I was like, shit, like, I can stream 2 things at once, because I do have plans to start streaming a different game after Alien Isolation. I won't say what the game is, because it's probably going to be my biggest series I ever take on. But that's under special circumstances of how that's going to be going. And so I'm okay with streaming that and Secret of the Mimic. If I'm not done with that other game, which I probably won't be, by the time Secret of the Mimic comes out, then the focus will shift to Secret of the Mimic, and then when I finish that, we'll go back to the other game. Which, speaking of, I can actually say something. I can say a thing that I considered for the birthday stream. As many know, Monster Hunter Wilds is the birthday stream this year. And if you haven't been around on the channel before, basically every year for my birthday, I get with Joyce usually, and we spend a few hours hanging out, and I stream just a game for a little bit. Last year, it was Path of Titans, I believe. I think I skipped the year before because things just weren't great in my life at that time. At that time, if I remember, like I had just ended a toxic friendship, among other things. I don't want to get into it, but I actually struggled to pick something for this year. What made sense to me at first was, well, why not just do the Alien Isolation DLC? That makes sense to do. And it's like, yeah, but that's kind of just a one-off thing and not something that I can keep going. Like, what happens when I finish it? The two DLC combined are probably only going to be like an hour, maybe two. And I like to do birthday streams a little longer than that. So that was a no-go. Then I considered, and I'm just going to say it now, I considered doing Shantae, the original game. You probably, if anyone knows me, they know, well, if you know me really, really, really well, then you know that I love the Shantae series. It is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Like, it is literally up there with like Sonic, Spawn, Kingdom Hearts, and Five Nights at Freddy's as some of my favorite things to ever exist. So, me not streaming it and deciding against it isn't because I don't like the game. I like pretty much all the Shantae games except maybe one of them. And even then, my opinion on that game is more lukewarm than hatred. It's not like FNAF AR levels, where I just despise the game's existence. And the only reason I chose not to is because we have a new game coming this year. And I was just like, I kind of want to just play that game. Like, either play that game on my own, and then come back later and stream all the games, or stream all the games as a lead-up to the new one. And I'm probably just going to play it on my own, and then come back later, and stream all the Shantae games. Okay. Sorry, I gotta keep track of like how much longer I want to go for. But yeah, it just seemed like the better idea was to just hold out and then just come back and just do a really big long series of playing all the Shantae games. Which I would enjoy it. I'd enjoy doing that. Like, I like most of them, like I said. There's, again, only really one where it's like, yeah, this one's whatever. I'm really lukewarm on it. And it's not the first one, by the way. I know there's opinions about the first one. Like, and I share those opinions too. It isn't really that good of a game. But you know what? It has a solid foundation. Also, I'm affected Dino kind of give likeness. What are you doing, Joyce? Unless you meant Monster Hunter Wilds. Because that's not wrong, because I have told him that I'm considering going back and playing the older Monster Hunter games on PlayStation when I get some free time. Which wouldn't be for a long, long, long time, but, you know. Like, you know. And that's just Joyce's thing. He's like a virus. He just infects me with shit and makes me like them. Like, anyone who thinks that they finally managed to wear me down to play Alien Isolation, nope, that was Joyce. Like, he's the one who asked me to play it. I told him I would. And then I proceeded to make him wait like 5 years before playing it. In fact, this will probably piss someone off, but I actually initially chose Until Dawn to stream over Alien Isolation, because years ago I was going to stream it, and I was stuck between streaming Until Dawn or Alien Isolation, and I ended up choosing Until Dawn. Which, you know, from the memes, I could just buy the remake and make you guys wait. I'm trying to play Bugsnax 2 on your phone. Oh god, that's true. He also got me to play Bugsnax. Which I still haven't played the DLC. And I'll stream Bugsnax again at some point. And it'll be history repeating itself because I'll be grossed out and horrified. And like, everyone talked to me, it's like, oh, but the Bugsnax are cute, aren't they like Bunger? It's like, I don't think my food should walk. That's my first problem. If I'm eating something, there shouldn't be legs and eyes on it. Like, anyone who thinks Bugsnax are cute, bite into a fucking human being and listen to them scream at you. It's basically the same thing. Like, they have my favorite food in that game too, tacos. I love tacos. My favorite food of all time is tacos. But if a taco has like wings, legs, or eyes, I'm not eating it. I will swear off tacos for the rest of my life before I eat that. Oh, that's gonna bother me. Hang on. Hang on. I was onto it the second you saw the effects. I was onto it before that. I was onto it. Man, I saw those designs and I was like, well, this is horrifying and disgusting in every human way possible. Like, how about we don't? Whatever, I'll fix that later. Or I won't. I'll probably forget about it, knowing me. Oh, what is this then? Hang on. I can figure it out. Gray. No. What's it called? Oh. No, it's not concrete. Is it concrete? I don't think it's concrete. It doesn't seem like it would be concrete. Oh, what is it? Oh. Yeah, see. It can't be. Wait, they were actually... I didn't kind of resistance. Is that true? That sounds like something I would say. So I can't even say that's not true because that sounds like me. What the fuck is this called? Because it is actually bothering me now. No, I don't remember. Oh, okay. Let's say, like, that sounds like me. I don't remember what... Like, that was so long ago. And I did remove the 5-year video, which I never really did go into that. And I kind of don't want to, if I'm being honest, but I will anyways. I'm just going to remove that car real quick, by the way. But, what I'll say about it is, as many people from this channel or the old one know, I had a friend named Kitty. And I've made it very apparent we're not friends anymore. I'm not going to go into it, because despite how things ended, I respect privacy. So I'm not going to say what happened, but I removed it because she was featured in that video a lot. Like, a lot. And it just was a bad reminder. So I was like, I'm just going to remove this. What's the fucking thing called? Oh my god. Maybe it is concrete. Is it just gray? No. Then what is this? What is this? What are you? I feel like I'm having a breakdown. It's not wool, apparently. I'll just type in block, because I know it's a block. Maybe? I typed in wool, but... I mean, even typing in block would probably... No, it's not concrete. What is this? Because, yeah. Oh, I know what it is. Never mind. I know what it is. I figured it out. Oh, I didn't mean to throw that. Oh, God. Joyce, don't look. Oh, God, I have 64. Oh, fuck me. Is it paneling? I might have lied. I may not know what it is. Yeah, I think it's black concrete, because... Oh, maybe not. Because I saw something just like that. Maybe it's paneling? It's definitely not paneling. Maybe it's just a lighting thing. Yeah, it's just a lighting thing. I spent minutes looking at that, being like, no, it's not concrete because it's a way darker black. God damn it. Also, I fucking hate, I've held on to this for years, I hate how you can no longer just quick clear your inventory anymore. I fucking hate that. Like, whoever was in charge of that decision, I'm gonna fucking find you and punch you in the balls. You have made my life so much harder. Like, when I'm trying to clear things out, when I'm doing builds for my role plays, even though I'm very inconsistent with uploads. Which honestly, people should just expect by now. Me uploading is like your dad coming home. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, how much? Thank you. That was Mojang, most shit. Yeah, pretty much. I blame Xbox more than anything because I don't think it was an issue. I don't think that happened until after Xbox bought them. Yeah, we'll do 10 more minutes, guys, and then because I have talked about everything I want to talk about, and stream obviously hasn't crashed, so I'm going to consider this test successful, which I figured because that's what I was when it was like messing up, and I was like, why is it having problems? Like, I use my internet every day. Like, I watch videos in 180p. Like, the only time it struggles is if I download something. Like, but even then, it still works fine. It just now stream all three crashing. No, please don't. Yeah, my PlayStation just explodes. It's not even going to crash my stream. It's just going to cause my PlayStation to explode. God. Good. I've been friends with this guy since high school. I had to really think about that. I was like, damn, how long have we known each other? 2016, I think. 2015 to 2016. Because I think I already knew what FNAF was by the time I met him. It's only crushed when you I mean, yeah. And again, it was fixed. Again, I think what was happening is that there was a connectivity issue. Right, because again, when I was playing Helldivers 2 earlier, I did notice that games were taking a while to load me in. And so I think it like got loose at some point, and I just, because literally all I did to fix it, from my knowledge, besides like changing a few settings, was disconnecting and reconnecting to my internet. Took like a full minute, and then it's like, okay, you're good now. Thank you, sir. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't know I had to pay the fucking toll. Like, what the hell is this? Which I can't remember if I said it in this one, by the way. But if we go outside, you can see there is an entire goddamn city around me. No, I did not build this. Again, I can't remember if I said this already. I am not mad enough to spend the amount of time I would need to, like, to build that. Like, I did not build that, alright? That's all you need to know. Like, this building I'm on, I built this. That's what I built. But again, if you're curious and you want to try it out for yourself, it's an add-on. Just type in, like, city roleplay or something like that. Just type in city. It should appear somewhere. Like, near the end of the stream, I'll back out of the game. Map. I'll back out of the map. You guys couldn't see my face, but I had to do a retake. But I'll back out of the map, and we can see about looking at it to see what it's called for you guys. Actually, no, never mind. I can't. There's a specific reason for that. I'm pretty sure if I go to do that, there's a spoiler thing. There's a kind of spoiler thing for Minecraft FNAF 2. So just type in city, like in the shop, alright? Like, it's pretty easy to find. Which, who knows if I'll use it again after Minecraft FNAF 2. Like, I know I announced forever ago at this point that we were going to do a Dino Crisis roleplay, which will happen eventually. Like, here's the thing to realize. Me and Joyce, first off, I don't do this as a job. And neither does Joyce. Like, he knows that, I know that, we both know that. And because of that, it's sort of just agreed upon between us that since no one's getting money out of this, we do these things sparingly and when we both have the free time. Now, in a better world, I would have a lot of money to spare, and I would gladly pay Joyce to show up and be in my roleplays. But I can't do that. So I try to do things sparingly. And currently, I will just say it right now. I wanted to do Dino Crisis, and I'm going to hold on to hope for a while and say that it's still happening. I have one of the things I need. It's more map building and figuring out story stuff that I'm concerned with. I don't have the time right now. So, for right now, consider the Dino Crisis roleplay on hiatus. Not canceled, because again, I do think that there will come a point where I have a lot more free time and I can work with Joyce and hopefully someone else. Even if it's just Joyce, I would be okay with that. Because I think Minecraft FNAF 1 proved I can do decently sized roleplays with minimal people. Well, I can do. Even then, by the time we get to be a few times where I'll pick from. I mean, yeah, I have one, and that's what I'll say about that. I have one that actually solves a lot of issues. Which, since that one's not currently developed, I can say that in it, there's a thing. If I recall, it lets you basically take DNA from the dinosaurs and any other like prehistoric creature part of the add-on, and you can just inject yourself with it, and you turn into it, effectively acting as a morph mod. And I was like, wow, like I don't know if you can do certain actions like roars and stuff, but that would be perfect for like getting specific shots, because that was like one of our big concerns with it was like, okay, how do we get specific moments? Like, what if we want a cinematic moment of like the Rex showing up? We obviously want to show that in a cinematic light. But that solves things like that. And if needed, I can just add the roar in post if I really need to. But for right now, it's on a hiatus. I don't have the time. Like with all the streams I want to do, with the models I'm working on, and Rose's game keeping me so busy, and Minecraft FNAF 2 finally going to be picking up steam after I finish up with Alien Isolation. Because the current plan is to finish Alien Isolation this weekend, and then next weekend, I'll be going forward with my plans with Minecraft FNAF 2. There just isn't time. That's my point. I just don't have the time right now. Which is unfortunate, because let me just say, one of the things that happened with that, on why it was announced so early, it was announced around the same time as Minecraft FNAF 2. Like, within the same few months. I expected to be able to get to both of those. And then best not to get any hopes up. Because it just may not happen. Yeah, who knows? Like, given the circumstances, it's like, yeah, I think it'll happen. But that's the key word here. Think. I do think it'll happen. But I'm also an adult, so I have to admit that, yeah, there's a chance that the time that me and Joyce just waiting for the right time to do it and waiting for our schedules to free up and line up, there's a chance that won't happen. Like, because no matter what, Dino Crisis would be a much bigger roleplay than Minecraft FNAF. Like, much bigger. And it wouldn't even be things like, oh, you need to get a girl because Regina. Nope, it's going to be an original story set in the game universe. Unlike Minecraft Five Nights at Freddy's, which, if you've seen it, you know it mostly borrows from the franchise, but does tell its own story. Ish, more or less. Like, it's basically the FNAF movie on how they handled that, where it's like, yeah, here's unique, like, new characters and unique events and stuff, but it's still the FNAF universe. You know these characters. So, like, you know, again, I'm an adult, have to admit, there's a chance it won't happen. Because, again, I'm just very busy right now. Like, I think people forget that I am still, after all this time, working on the same fucking video game I've been working on forever. And I've made more progress within the last, like, within this year and last year. But again, yeah, fuck it, 10 more minutes. I'll go for 10 more minutes, just for you guys, because I'm kind of into talking about this now. But again, it's just a case of, yeah, it could just not happen. Like, which would suck. That would suck. I will say that now. What the hell is this? Because I do want to change that when I get a chance, but... See that? Because that looks like wool. Because I'm not knowing paneling. Maybe it's concrete. It's probably concrete, honestly. Yeah, honestly, looking at it... Oh yeah, never mind, that's a concrete. Oh, never mind, I'm stupid. But yeah, like... Just temper your hopes, is what I'll say, for right now. Like, I'll probably go back in tomorrow and change the, announcement video that I made, and just... Basically just, like, put in either... in the title or description or something, hiatus. Just so people know. Because, trust me, like, I've been planning, I never forgot. It's one of those things where it's like, I want to do it, I just don't have the time. Like, I'm trying to fix my schedule a bit, work on Rose's game more. Like, the model I'm working on has taken much longer than it should have because I've gotten really lazy about things. And no, I won't say what the model is. Like, because again, I'm probably going to do a video on the model, showing it off when I'm finished. And finished as in finished with the modeling process, because there's still things like, texturing it, rigging it. And I'm saying all these things like people know what all that means, but basically, I have to add, like, color to it and make it where I can animate the model. Because it is a character model, and I've never made a character model before this. And honestly, decent result is what I'll say for right now. Decent result, that's what I'll say. But like I said, probably going to be, like, I'm definitely going to be showing it off full glory once I finish the modeling process. And I won't be texturing it until I get a drawing tablet, which I'm going to be, which honestly will probably be sooner than I think, because I actually do have one in my Amazon cart. Oh, 2018. Oh. Sorry, I was reading a Discord message from a friend, guys. A friend that I still talk to this day, but she pointed out the year of our last call, which I think is because I was on Steam playing a game with her. So I haven't really talked to her on in Discord for a while. But I'll respond to her after stream. She can wait a couple minutes. There you go. I was just saying, and for you guys, let's, just because I want you guys to see this. Well, that looks less. That doesn't look as good because of that, and it's why I hate that you can't dye the armor and stuff. But I think it was, yeah, but I had no idea what this fucking thing was. And yeah, Freddy Fazbear head. Camera tablet. There's that. So, but I am going to turn to day. So yes, it is going to be FNAF 2, by the way, if that wasn't obvious enough. Which, with the remaining time, I feel like it's good to cover. Like, I have 6 minutes left, and I'm going to hop off, guys. But with that remaining time, I think it's going to be a good thing to do would be to kind of just cover something real fast. And I'm saying it like it's a really serious thing, but it's not that serious. But I want to cover this. Which is, do I think I will be doing role plays on the newer FNAF games if I go far with this? Let's say I take this and do all, I take it so far, I do all the Scott Cawthon made FNAF games. Basically FNAF 1, 2, 3, 4, Sister Location 6, and Ultimate Custom Night. Not counting World or anything like that, because that obviously doesn't exist in the main stuff. Let's say I do that. Can I see myself covering the newer games? in this roleplay fashion. And I'm just going to say now, no, I'm not. Like, Help Wanted would be an easy, like maybe a Help Wanted roleplay could be fun, but I'd probably want to do it as like a mini movie, like a multi-part mini movie or something. I don't think I will, because that exists to set up Help Wanted. Well, Help Wanted, it exists to set up Security Breach. I obviously don't like FNAF AR, so I don't want to do anything with that. Security Breach would be so massive. First off, the story of Security Breach is a fucking mess, and it'd be so massive that I don't even know if I could ever finish a build with it. Like, that would take me like 2 or 3 months to make, like, Jesus Christ. And obviously, my voice can't pass as Gregory's, so I'd have to, like, just do a whole new story. Which, who knows, depending how things were to end, like, who knows if that would be a new character, like a brand new original character, or bringing in a character from one of the FNAF games, or what. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, yes, I like characters like Glitchtrap and the Mimic, and I would love to bring them to life in a roleplay fashion, and maybe do my own take on those characters. But similar with Dino Crisis, where it's like, yeah, I have to be an adult and admit something. I have to do just that. And I have to admit, just straight out of the gate, I have to be like, do I think it's worth it? Like, do I think it's worth all that headache, all that work, to bring characters like the Mimic and Glitchtrap to life? Characters I clearly enjoy. And honestly, I don't think it is. And it's like, if I'm doing a roleplay of every FNAF game, does that mean I have to suddenly do a roleplay on Secret of the Mimic? I kind of just want to enjoy the game's existence and not have to worry about, telling a story with it in roleplay fashion. Like, no matter what, someone's going to do that. Like, maybe a younger whippersnapper that can beat me to the curb. I can say, though, what I can say, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. I know what I want to do with Minecraft FNAF, in general. Like, I have essentially the complete story in my head. Like, there's missing pieces that need to be filled in. But almost everything that I want to do with the series is planned out to the point where I can say that if I do more after 2, I kind of have the general setup of what that would be. And that's what I'll say about that. Because I can message Joyce it, because A, he probably won't watch it, and B, I know he won't tell anyone. But trust me, I have the general layout in my head of what I want from Minecraft Five Nights at Freddy's. Which I don't know if I'm actually going to message Joyce, but I don't know. But like I say again, I have the general layout. Which is kind of how I work, where it's like, even if I don't do something, I tend to keep the general layout of a complete story in my head, just in case. I want to name it an example, but I can't. Because the one example I can think of is not something I want to name an example for. So I'm just not going to name the example. That, I'll message Joyce that. And if you heard that, I haven't eaten. Ignore that. I'll message Joyce that, though. That I'm 100% willing to. Because he will at least understand what I'm saying. Because when I say that I have the general layout, it doesn't mean it's guaranteed. It means I have enough there. But essentially what I'm trying to say is, just because the general layout's in my mind doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen. Think of it like, I have an idea for it. The ideas are there. The question is, do I pull on those ideas? Like, I have ideas for how I could do a help wanted roleplay and even a security breach one. I have general ideas for how I could do those. Do I think I will ever pull on those ideas? No, probably not. Like, I really don't see myself doing that. And while that's a little sad, it's just probably. Or if the ideas all fall over. Exactly. Like, again, I can't name I can tell Joyce this, and I will after the stream. And I'm going to close it out in a few minutes. Because what the fuck is this? Why is this here too? I'm going to get rid of that soon. Well, it's behind the... I didn't place that, by the way. I don't know what the fuck that is. We saw that earlier, but anyway. That's also a good point, Joyce, is that, yeah, the ideas do evolve over time. Like, that I can name an example for. Minecraft FNAF 2. I actually recorded the first 3 or 4 nights when I first announced it and planned to turn that into a trailer. But I didn't like the direction that it was going. And I was like, if I upload this now, it'll just be sloppy. Like, it will just be sloppy. Hang on, let me see if I can delete that. Let me find that thing. I should kick your fucking ass. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna see if I can delete it. But like, hang on. There we go. Some ideas evolve over time. Like, if I had released Minecraft FNAF 2 back then it would have been shit. It would have been garbage. I would have hated it. There's things I don't like about Minecraft FNAF 1. Things that I wish I could go back and do differently. I don't like Night 6 at all. Ooh. Taco. I don't like Night 6 at all. And there are certain things about the character that I... Like, there are certain things that I wish I just portrayed better and did differently in general. Where is that thing? I'm just going to type in, like, delete. No. Or... I want to just delete that, but like, that's just... Here's the thing. If you ever get into telling stories, that's just going to happen. Like, that is something you just got to get used to, is that the story in your head, 99.999% of the time, is going to be different than what you put down in release. This is an example I'm willing to use, like Rose's game. Do you guys think that the story I made for that game... Oh, there it is. Do you guys think that the story I made for that game is the same that it's going to have now? There we go. Which, if you do, spoilers, it doesn't. Completely different story. The story has changed for that like 6 times. And that's just how it works. And now I'm going to stop talking about it because I just realized I started to kind of go on and on. Going much longer than anticipated. But, hey, a test stream is a test stream, so, yeah. So, I'm going to call it quits and tell Joyce that example from earlier, because, again, I know he'll understand that. And it's not like I don't think you guys will understand. I just know there's some individuals that will just treat it as, this is confirmed. Joyce won't do that. Joyce will be like, I get it. You're just the type of person to have ideas for future things that could apply to this, or the series, or whatever. Doesn't mean that they'll evolve. It doesn't mean that they're going to be the same when you use them. Yo mama first, Joyce. It doesn't mean that these ideas are going to get used, or that they won't be different when you do eventually use them. That's my point, and I'm ending the thought there. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for the birthday stream. Don't know what time. It'll be later in the day, because I prefer to do later in the day streams. And we'll probably go for about 3 or 4 hours. Maybe 5, if we're really feeling like pushing ourselves. We'll see. Anyway.